back. It is January the 1st. So let me start by saying Happy New Year. And there's a good chance you could be viewing this on twitch.tv live as well as on my YouTube channel as well too. So that being said, once again, I want to say Happy New Year. And I'm going to cover as much ground as I possibly can. I want to start by looking at the standings, especially on the girls' side. Uh, Before I do that, I want to share something. It's a special shout out to one Destiny Mays who had a good write up that her mom shared. So I'm going to share this publicly. And it's one thing I've been saying about Destiny for sure. She plays for Wichita Heights. She comes off the bench and she makes her impact on the defensive side. Now, there's a lot of scenarios as I picture the way she plays defense. And some of y'all looking at this probably aren't as old as I am. So when I say what I'm about to say, uh, it's going to be over some of y'all's head unless y'all just really check the basketball archives. She plays defense like Paul Pressey. That's old school for some of you who may just be happening to be looking at this who might be just as old as I am. Remember how Paul Pressey was. Paul Pressey could score some points too, but Paul Pressey was known for defense. As a matter of fact, they called him Spider Man. So I'm going to look at the standings on the girls' side, but what I want to do is I want to give a shout out to one Destiny Mays because a lot of what she does, it might not even fill up the stat sheet, but it's those things she does when she comes off the bench that makes a difference, that makes an impact, that changes the game. So I want to share this. Uh, these girls are game changers, making big time contributions off the bench for their respective teams. Whether it's Destiny Mays bringing lockdown defense and energy, Anaya providing instant offense as a walking bucket, Caddy knocking down shots as a deadly set shooter, or Hale dominating the paint with her rebounding and rim protection. Each player has a unique ability to shift the momentum. Their willingness to step up in any role combined with their specialized skills makes them invaluable assets who can impact the game in crucial moments. They embody the depth and resilience that championship teams are built on. Destiny Mays is undoubtedly the X factor for Heights. That's a bold statement right there. Bringing energy and versatility off the bench. Known for her exceptional defensive prowess, Mays has the ability to disrupt opposing offenses and shift the momentum of a game in an instant. Her knack for making clutch plays, whether it's a key steal, lockdown defense, or timely hustle, makes her a spark plug who can ignite the team at any moment. Mays' impact goes beyond box score as her presence elevates the intensity and focus of her teammates, making her an invaluable asset in crucial moments. And I've had the opportunity to see her in different venues. When I say different venues, basically different uniforms. In a Heights uniform and in an AAU uniform. And the first thing that always stands out Just like that article said, she's a disruptor. And that's a good thing because she disrupts the other team's flow. When I reference her with the likes of a Paul Pressey on defense, I'm not just saying that just to say that. I'm saying it because I've seen Paul Pressey when they used to play Wichita State, and I also happen to have seen Destiny perform as well too. And they both have this unique quality about themselves. They both have length, but seem like at those crucial moments, seem like the arms tend to grow and they come up with those key steals out of nowhere. Some of you old timers who watched Wichita State Tulsa battles, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. We know Paul Pressey's arms wasn't getting any longer, but it just seemed like those steals he came up, it seemed like his arms grew extra inches. That is what Destiny is on defense. She is a disruptor. She will rob you blind without getting charged for a crime. So shout out to Destiny Mays. Like I said, might not fill up no stat sheets, but it's those things that you don't see in the stats where she make the biggest difference. It's one of those things. Hopefully, I don't get in too much trouble throwing this out like this. But Destiny would be a perfect fit in Derby's system because they strive off of defense. Now, why would I say that? Because I see the way she plays defense as an individual, and I see the way Derby plays as a team. And I've seen other teams as well too. I've seen the Andovers, I've seen Mays South, I've seen Heights, uh, I've seen some teams. So I'm just using my imagination how she would fit in like a Derby system from a defensive standpoint. She would fit perfectly well because that is my observation and that's what I've seen based on the teams I've seen play. And when you are an observer of the game, I wouldn't say I'm an analyst, but I observe the game. I observe teams. I observe their tendencies and how they play. And that's just one of the things I could see her fitting perfectly in that system. So, no, I'm not trying to stir nothing up. It's just like we, as fans of college teams and pro teams, you always play that. I wonder if such and such was with such and such a team versus the team that they're with now. So that's what this is all about. Just pure speculation. Anyway, I am going to get into some the standings here because they're going to be ramping things back up Friday night, and I will be attending a game somewhere this Friday night. Haven't decided yet, so just look for the A train to be rolling in at any moment. But right now, the standings in the Greater Wichita City basketball, on the girls' side, looks like this. Wichita Heights is off to a 4-0 start. Right behind them is Bishop Carroll, also at 4-1. At 3-1, Cape and Mount Carmel, led by their offensive assassin, Zoe Franklin. They're at 3-1. You have Wichita South at 2-2. Wichita Southeast also at 2-2. Wichita East at 2-3. Wichita Northwest at 1-4. West High and Wichita North coming in at 0-3. The stat leaders, as it stands right now, Zoe Buckner Franklin, averaging 28 points a game. Alana Webb is averaging 19.3 a game for Wichita Southeast. Wichita South, Mahogany Butler, averaging 13.8. Demaria Childs from Wichita South is averaging at 11.8. And Kamaria Mercy, Wichita Southeast, averaging 11 points a game. As far as points per 32, Mahogany Butler leads that category. Wichita South at 16.8. Demaria Childs, 16.3. Wichita South. Hmm. Like everybody's Wichita South looks like. Amari Gary, Wichita South, 13.8. Valentina Hart, 8.7. And Samaya Coleman, 7.5. Now we look at the leaders on the rebounding side. Ella Rudy, Cape and Mount Carmel, 11 rebounds a game. Valentina Hart, Wichita South, 9.0 rebounds a game. I hope I get this name right. Day Savani Green, Wichita Southeast, 9 rebounds a game. Janessa Franklin, Wichita Southeast, 8.5 rebounds a game. And Zoe Buckner Franklin, Cape and Mount Carmel, 8.3 rebounds a game. So those are some of your statistical leaders right there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to shift things around and I'm going to take a look more now on the national side, but I just want to give the local side, especially on the girls' side. I will probably be back tomorrow, hopefully, to do the boys' side. Uh, but we're going to dive into some topics. As you know, we are now in the midst of the college football playoffs. And one of the things we're going to look at is just what took place as Ohio State hammers Oregon in a Rose Bowl rout. Jeremiah Smith caught two of Will Howard's three long touchdown passes during Ohio State's sensational 34-point first half. And the number six Buckeyes roared into the college football playoff semifinals with a 41-21 victory over number one Oregon in the 111th Rose Bowl game on Wednesday night. Howard passed for 319 yards. Emeka Igbuka also caught a long TD pass, and Trayvon Henderson made a 66-yard touchdown run in a redemptive Rose Bowl for the Buckeyes, 12-2 college football playoff number 8 seed, whose big game execution sometimes hasn't matched their formidable talent this season. You can see the potential of where we're at when we play in all three phases the way we did, Ohio State coach Ryan Day said. After painful regular season losses to Oregon and Michigan, Ohio State has seized the second chances created by the first 12-team CFP. Facing the tournament's number one seed in the granddaddy of them all, the Buckeyes scored on six of their first seven drives to take a 34-0 lead late in the second quarter on the nation's only remaining unbeaten team. And Henderson's second TD run late in the third essentially put it away. Ohio State is headed to the Cotton Bowl on January 10th to face number four Texas, which I'm pretty sure that's going to feel like a home field advantage for Texas for a berth in the national title game. The Longhorns barely advanced earlier Wednesday, holding off Arizona State 39-31 in a double overtime Peach Bowl. I'm proud of the resilience of these guys, Day said. Still got a lot of football ahead of us. Dylan Gabriel passed for 299 yards and hit Trayshawn Holden for two touchdowns for the Ducks, 13-1 CFP number one seed, whose dreams of their first national title were flattened on the famed Rose Bowl turf. Oregon's 14-game winning streak also ended. 11 days after routing Tennessee to open a playoff, Ohio State dominated this rematch of these Big Ten teams. Regular season thriller won 32-31 by the Ducks in Eugene on October the 12th. The Ohio State defense that couldn't sack Gabriel in the team's first meeting dropped the Heisman Trophy finalists 8 times in the rematch. Smith, the Buckeyes standout freshman playmaker, had a remarkable bowl debut, 7 receptions for 187 yards, including 5 catches for 161 yards in the first half alone, hauling in scoring passes of 45 and 43 yards. Ohio State turned the CFP's most anticipated quarterfinal matchup into a long celebration at the Rose Bowl, which all has hosted several thrilling close games in recent Januaries. This one pitted two powerhouse programs widely considered to have the top two teams left in the inaugural 12 team playoff. But the Buckeyes scored early and often at the Rose Bowl. The Big Ten champion Ducks couldn't make any offensive headway until they trailed by 34 points, failing to create any of the big plays that carried the Ducks to the victory in Eugene. After the unusual pregame pageantry in 70-degree sunshine at the venerable stadium of Aurora Seco, Ohio State needed just 3 plays and 49 seconds to strike first. Howard threw a short play action screen pass to Smith, who motored through Oregon's secondary for a 45-yard score. On the Buckeyes' third drive, Howard feathered an exceptional long pass over 3 Ducks to the sprinting Egbuka for a 42-yard TD. Howard finished the first quarter with a career best 212 yards passing, surpassing his 160 yards during Ohio State's hot start against Tennessee. Early in the second quarter, Smith got so open near the Ducks' goal line that he had 2 seconds to settle under Howard's long throw like an outfielder with a fly ball, scoring a 42-yard TD untouched. When Henderson broke a 66-yard TD run down the Oregon sideline for a 31-0 lead, both sides of the Rose Bowl stands rippled with disbelief. Oregon finally got moving on its final drive before halftime. Gabriel found Holden for a 5-yard TD pass at the gun, and the Ducks added a 2-point conversion to salvage something from their horrific half. The Ducks drove for Noah Whittington's 2-yard TD run to open first half, scoring the first touchdown allowed in the third quarter all season by Ohio State. Oregon even forced a punt moments later to stir faint in its fans, but the Ohio State defense drove the Buckeyes backwards for a punt before Howard's group methodically drove for Henderson's second TD. So, what are the takeaways? Ohio State, the full force of the Buckeyes' talent, has been on display for the past 2 weeks after it fell short twice in the regular season. The 12-team playoff opened the chances for redemption. This group is seizing it, and it's awfully fun to watch. Oregon, having 3.5 weeks off with their first round bye, proved to be dangerous for the Ducks. This disconcerting flop doesn't completely ruin a breakthrough Big Ten debut, but the season will always loom as a missed opportunity in Oregon history. Up next, Ohio State. The Cotton Bowl will be a preview of both teams' 2025 season opener since Texas visits Ohio Stadium on August 30th. Oregon, the 2025 season opener, is at home against Montana State, which faces North Dakota State in the FCS title game on Monday night. So there you have what happened between Ohio State and Oregon in their rematch. Wasn't even close. Wasn't even close. So I'm looking forward to the semifinal game, which in essence could pretty much be almost like title game. Unfortunately, it's the semifinal. But until the next time, which most likely will be, Lord's willing, will be tomorrow. I want to say once again, Happy New Year. Hope you are enjoying these videos. I will be doing the podcast thing. I'll probably do that this weekend. Until the next time, take care of yourself and each other. And if you're still celebrating the new year, I only ask that you do one thing: do it safe. Also, follow these video streams on Twitch and on YouTube. Hit the like button, share, follow. I would appreciate it so much. There's so much I want to do this year as far as this video thing. So, help me out. Push the like button, subscribe, share, all that. And until next time, God bless. I'm out.